Welcome to Flash CS5 tutorial number 45, Moving Platforms. It's a follow-up to Flash CS5 tutorial 44, which was balls on 4 platforms, and that's the FLA I have opened on my computer now. First thing I want to do is right click somewhere on the stage, open the properties panel, and I want to make the size, the width of the stage, instead of this 550, I want to make it 700. Now what I'm going to do is put tweens on these lines or these platforms, and I'll do basically one with you and the rest I'll sort of just paste in. But what I plan on doing, for example, is let's put this here to fits the window, and I want to take this line and put it over here pretty much as far as I can get it within logic. So let's do that. Select line 1. All the other layers are locked, and I'm just going to use my mouse and click and bring it over. I'm going to lock that line 1, unlock the ball layer, select the ball and put it just above the line so there's a small little gap in here so it can drop and hit. Click on this first frame of line 1, right click. I think we have to unlock the layer. Motion tween, and drag this up to about 160. So we got a lot of time here. There, 160. And click here, drag it down. For now, right click, insert keyframes, and do the same with the ball. Right click, insert keyframe. Halfway to 160. That's 80, somewhere around 80. There's my 80 frames. And on this line 1, right click, insert a keyframe. It's a position keyframe, and we're going to move this over as far as we think we need it. Now you're going to have to play around with these, because I'm not going to open it and tell you where you should make your game, how you should make your game, but that's where you want to put it as far as you want it to go, and then go up to the end frame, click right here. It's the only layer that's opened, and I'm going to use my arrow key, and I'm going to tab it back using the arrow key until this circle is on that dot, and it might take a few tabs and it may be jerky. And right there. Now let's just see what that looks like. And there it is, and I can stay on it. And if you've been trying to do this and haven't been successful, you probably got a big smile right now. Alright, let's close that. Let's unlock this border layer right here, this border layer. Go back to frame 1 of the border layer. It's highlighted. Open the properties panel. Might have to click on it again, double click on it, and I know, make sure this is unlocked, and I want this to be 700 because we changed the size of our stage, and there, that's good. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to a program where I already have this working, and I'm going to cut and paste these 4 lines, because it's really a lot of back and forths to get it the way you want it. Now as you can see, there's my basic layout. I'll go through the whole thing with you in a minute. One thing I want you to look at is just unlock this border, and if we go up to the last frame and look at it, it's still there. So what you got to do is click on here and move it till you get that fuzzy square, and just drag that in there. Okay, and the same with our ball. There's on frame 1, there's the ball. So unlock the balls layer, because remember I just paste some new lines in here. So click on frame 1 of the ball layer, bring it down till it just about touches the line, and go up to the last frame. Because that's a keyframe, it's not going to be there. Again, get on this one, click, get that fuzzy square and drag it in. And all I did was took my time and figure out where these are, so that I have an action where, well, if you watch it, if they come over, see these three are going sideways. At no time can the ball fall off and come down here. It can only come off here and go on this one, or straight to the ground. So that's one of the things you might want to consider. Or you could have it drop down to that one. That's your prerogative. And I'm having them all. There's my halfway mark. So by this time you could have put this ball down here. All right. And now I'm just going to send them back to where they were. And somewhere about here, each, you can drop onto this one. And you have to wait for the next time it goes through the loop again and comes back here, and bring the ball back onto this one. So let's see if I can do this. Test movie. Okay, you gotta go with it. I'm on that one. I missed. Okay, I'm going to do it a couple times. I'm going to try a couple times. So you can go back and forths. I'm on here. I'm on here. Now this one you got to run at it. And I think it's about here. Got it. So that's my little platform game. I think I'm going to show you the positions of these symbols. So let's start by opening the ball, and the ball, frame 1, and there's the positions of the ball. Its X is 78.1 and its Y is 92.35, and it's still 26 pixel circle. Alright, that's that. And we know it's that right across, right up to and including the last keyframe. So now let's look at line 1. And I'm on this first frame. Have to select it again. And its X is 84.5. Its Y is 110.5. It's 139 wide or long, and it's 3 high. That's what it is there. At the halfway mark, all it's going to be changing is the X. And if I look at it now, the X is 197.5, and everything else should be the same. And we'll just show you here that when it gets back to here, as are all of them, this should be the same reading you got when it was on frame 1, and it's it's 84.5. Okay, the Y is not changing. So now let's do the line 2. This might help you out. Line 2, first frame. So really we only have to look at the 2 frames. The X for this one is 456.05, and the Y is 149.5. It's 120 long, and it's 3 high. We know it's there on the first frame, and we know it's there on the last keyframe. But let's see what it is here on this middle keyframe. Its Y didn't change, but its X is 309.05. And we know the last frame's the same as the first. Let's do this one here. This may help you. If otherwise, you can just stop the video. You don't have to listen to all this. Okay, I'm selecting this one's going up and down now, so its Y is the one that's going to be changing. Its X is 578.95 and its Y is 216. It's at 121 long or wide and again 3 high. That's on frame 1 and also on that frame I think it's 160, the last frame. This middle keyframe around the 80 mark, the X doesn't change, it's 578.95, but the Y is 109.5. And naturally again the last frame's the same as the first. And one more here for this first frame, it's this one down here. It's 458 on the x-axis, 279 on the y. It's 110 long, and for some reason it's slightly wider. It's a 4 high. That's on frame 1 and also on the last frame. And the middle frame here, the 80. Again, this is going to be a change on the x. So now it's 306.5. The y should be the same. And it may have slightly changed here. I'm not too concerned with that. Okay. Now, some things you don't want to do. If you make the movements of these up and down ones, or left and right too fast, one thing that'll happen is you won't be able to keep up with it with your arrow keys. So don't make the changes too quick. Another change is on the up and down ones, this one here, if you make this go too quick, the ball can fall through it because of the scan times. It can fall right through it. Or what will happen is if you make it go up too fast, or make it go up and drop fast, the ball will get stuck in limbo and then have to come down and hit the thing. But play around with them. I hope you can make a good game out of this. I hope you learned something from this short tutorial, and I hope you use what you learn.